The only notable absentee there, I think, was a sort of last-minute change because Lee Wallace, something happened during the warm-up. Is that right, Derek?
You're thinking of the wrong game because he was playing.
Am I?
Yeah.
All right, so who was right back? Was that no...
That would have been Cardoso.
No, right back.
Hodgson.
Half playing?
No,
Hodgson.
He was on the bench, aye. We'll need to fucking do this again, eh?
Sorry, mate. I'm getting all confused. Right, you just cut out. Just cut out everything I said there. Really.
I'll just cut out the whole thing. I'll just do the pod myself from now on.
Right.
I'll say that again. Windows had a. I'll say that again.
Oh, Windows.
You try and get through it that quick, and you just come out the sight sometimes. On the 40th...
You talk about a dodgy curry there. Sorry. Right, on you go.
Sorry, it was my usual 10 o'clock tea delivery.
Yes. I thought so. You're going to have to get the wee Tetley jingle in there, mate, when that happens.
I might do that.
Aye.
When I wake up in the morning, love.
Is that you farting?
Unfortunately, yes. I had to come out there.
That was like in tune there, Derek. It was like
Oof. You're lucky you can't smell that.
Thank fuck for that. Anyway, right, into the blue room. What is that? Right,
Did you just fart coming back into the room? That was as loud as hell.
That was a belter.
That was the half. I would check my pants if I was you. That almost sounded as if you farted into the microphone there.
But it's no a smelly one. There was more sort of combustion there than there was sort of methane, to be perfectly honest with you. But
Hi folks, and welcome to Season 5, Episode 2 of the iReady podcast. As ever, I'm your host Derek, and with me is my co-host Dave.
Hi Derek, how are you this evening?
I'm not bad, yourself?
Yes, not too bad, mate.
We need to get a new intro. We say the exact same thing every time.
Do you think so?
Aye, it's always hi folks.
Hi folks?
I never say hi folks unless I'm doing the podcast. I don't know why.
That's when you do your Jim White impersonation.
Pretty much. Maybe that's where I've got it for you. One load of pish.
Anyway, Derek, moving swiftly on.
I'm quite enjoying this year. Let's keep going with the impressions.
Not anymore.
Yes, we have 6 games to cover. That's not like us at all, is it? But 3 games are friendlies, so we're not going to cover them very much. And we've got 3 games, which is the first 2 league games and the League Cup game as well.
Yes. Yep.
So, we'll batter on, we'll go down the tunnel and onto the pitch.
Yeah.
I'm getting better at it.
Yep, aye, that was absolutely spot on.
Aye. Right.
Change.
So the first game I've got here is Saturday the 22nd of July. It was a 1-1 draw at home to Marseille in a pre-season friendly. Did you watch the game, Dave?
I did, yes. And I was actually surprisingly quite optimistic about the match, believe it or not, because I thought, me and you had spoken about the pre-season friendlies, Derek, and I had said to you, I just hope it's a good performance just to give the fans a wee something to cling on to, and you said, oh well, you weren't bothered, it was only a friendly and stuff, but I did think that we played very well, considering it was just a friendly, very well against a quality team, and absolutely delighted with the result at the end, and a great goal as well.
Yeah, I think it was a kind of last 10-minute goal or something like that.
Yep, that's right.
Free kick by Alves, if I can remember right. Cracker as well.
No, it was Nico Kranjčar.
Nico Kranjčar, so it was. I didn't ken, do I never wrote it down because we weren't covering it very much.
Exactly, I kind of thought that. I thought this is Derek's woman, half-hearted, I'm no bothered about the friendly stance here. Shocking. No, it was. I was very impressed with the play. I thought that Alves looked absolutely fantastic, and basically as soon as, I think he had about an hour of the match, and then he was taking off. Obviously, it was his first run out, and basically, as soon as Alves went off, we conceded.
Aye.
And we'd been playing very well, but then a fantastic goal by Nico Kranjčar in the last 10 minutes, like you said, gave us the 1-1 draw. But no, it was a good performance by the team. I know it was just a friendly, but I was just glad that there was a wee bit, something for the fans to cheer about that had turned up for the match. So no, I was pleased with that, Derek.
Yep. And it was the first outing of the new RTV as well, which was eventually got going. I think it taken most people about half an hour to get logged in, but I think that happened last year as well. But
yes.
It was all in HD, and it was absolutely cracking quality. Even my wife was impressed with it.
That's good.
She's used to me watching things on,
I didn't want to know what she's used to you watching on your computer, Derek. I really didn't think we should get into that at all.
Illegal TV.
That sounds even worse.
I think he's trying to watch some illegal channels here.
Illegal channels?
This is just bad reception, honey.
Respect my hairy ass.
You watching illegal stuff on your on your computer, that just doesn't sound right at all.
Moving swiftly on, so
yes, definitely.
Wednesday the 26th of July, 2-1 win away at Watford in a closed doors pre-season friendly. From what we've heard, certainly it was another good performance from the team.
We couldn't really get much, Derek. We were getting more about the match actually from Watford's Twitter feed from there, but I think it was Martin Waghorn that got the winner right at the end of the match. We're drawing 1-1 and playing quite well. I think everyone thought it was just going to put her out to be a draw, but I think it was Martin Waghorn that popped up at the end. Again, we can't really comment, Derek. It was closed doors, but a credible result against a Premiership team in England, so I'll take that as well.
Yep. The last pre-season friendly was Sunday the 30th of July. It was a 2-1 win away to Sheffield Wednesday. It was again live on RTV. About 9,000 fans travelled down. Had a great time by the look of it. Yeah,
it looked absolutely fantastic, Derek, and the Rangers fans had an absolute ball when they were down there. And again, a good result against, I wouldn't say they were a quality team, Sheffield Wednesday. I'm maybe just being a wee bit biased, Derek, because of my allegiances to the other half of Sheffield. All my family down there are all big Blades fans, and they were all cheering on Rangers when they were down there. But no, a credible result again, Derek, and a good win, especially for all the supporters that travelled down, the thousands of fans that travelled down, and it just looked like a big party. It looked excellent. Yep, superb. Nobody travelled miles out of their way to go to a specific shop and do things, did they? No, they didn't, Derek, no, but that's just no their style, mate. Absolutely not. Right, getting into the real games here. Sunday, the 6th of August, it was a 2-1 win away to Motherwell in the opening game of the Premiership. Yes. Yep. We lined up Fotheringham, Hodgson, Cardoso, Alves, Wallace, Candias, Jack, Dorrans, Windass, Herrera and Miller. On the subs bench we had Anik, Tavernier, Holt, Wilson, Dalcio, Pena and Morelos. We got off to a flyer, certainly we did. Scored on the 4th minute. It was a free kick floated in from the right hand side, not properly cleared. Alves floats another ball back in from the left. Miller heads it down into the path of Dorrans, who on the half volley gets it on target, and it was directed into the back of the net by the Motherwell player. However, it was going in the back of the net anyway, so Dorrans goes off to a flyer. Yeah, absolutely delighted, Derek. I mean, as you say, we came at the traps so quickly. it's been the same, and all 3 games we've really just raced right out. I was really impressed just with the fact that it was all kind of planned. The knockdown by Kenny Miller, the ball went out, as you say, to Alves. It was a great ball back in. And a fantastic spot by Miller to see Dorrans on the edge of the box, and a great sort of knockdown with the head, and he went for it. And as you say, it was going in target. There was a slight nick off it, which took it in. But absolutely delighted with the start, the way they kicked off.
Yep, we kept up the pressure. In the 7th minute, it was good play from Windass getting down the right hand side, puts a cross ball in, but it was cleared for the corner.
Yep.
10th minute, Windass had a shot just over the bar. He was caught unaware with a good cross, and it was a well played all round chance.
Yep, definitely.
Again, Windass on the 12th minute had a shot from about 30 yards, but unfortunately it was well wide.
Yeah.
Had a bit of a scare on the 17th minute where there was a cross from the right hand side, nobody picking up Louis Moult. He had a free volley, but over the bar, really should have been in the back of the net then.
Yeah, I actually thought there's a lot of people are in two minds about Moult. I thought in the first half against us, he caused us a lot of problems, Derek.
Without getting on target, obviously.
Yeah, he did, but he was a handful in the first half for us. But we'll speak about him at the end of the match anyway.
Yep. And on the 19th minute, shades of Brian Laudrup here. Fantastic run by Windass, basically from his own half after a quick throw out from Fotheringham, which is something he's never done in his Rangers career, is throw it out quickly. But certainly threw it out quickly. Windass ran, skimmed past 5 players at least, hits a shot, and it was off the post. Would have been goal of the season straight away.
It would have been, mate. It was fantastic. You just had a feeling that Windass was well up for this. The confidence was there in him. He was running, and maybe him playing on the left hand side, it's maybe stopping him from getting lost in a match. I don't know, because he seems to know what position to be in, but he was certainly running past players. The shot was fantastic, the curl and everything he put on it, just so unlucky that it came off the bottom of the poster. As you say, that would have been an absolute classic of a goal for him to score. But no, I was really impressed with him in the first half also, Derek.
Yep, I mean, certainly he's been, we've always questioned whether he should have stayed, but certainly so far since he's came back into the team this season, he's been brilliant.
No, he has been good, yeah.
On the 29th minute, was a good run by Wallace down the left hand side. He gets a good crossover on the deck, but nobody could pick it up. And then on the 39th minute, we conceded a goal. It was a free kick down the left, floated cross in. Nobody picked up the player. Fotheringham hesitated. Motherwell player nips in and heads the ball into the back of the net. Bearing in mind the free kick was a nothing free kick, but we should have dealt with it. And it was an absolute worldly cross that they put in. It was a fantastic cross, so can't take away for that, but poor defending from effectively a set piece again.
Yeah, it was, and that was the worrying point. I think we all thought with the new defence, especially Alves, that this would be, we'd be cutting out all of this and taking the pressure off the goalkeeper. But as you say, quite worrying signs at that point, and a bit of a calamitous goal by our point, I think, by our defenders, because the lack of marking was really poor.
On the 40th minute, Windass had a shot off the bar. Basically, it started from a shot that was not cleared properly. Rangers had another shot that was again not cleared properly. Windass had another shot off a defender out to Dorrans, and he ended up shooting wide. So, with multiple chances in the same thing, which started from a Windass off the bar.
And to be fair to Windass, he could easily have had a hat trick in the first half, Derek. And we can't say it was down to poor shooting or anything like that. He was genuinely just unlucky that he never scored, I think.
Yep. Into the second half, on the 50th minute, great play from Candias down the right hand side. He stayed strong, got by the line, cuts back to Miller, who dinks it over the bar. Yeah,
really unlucky again. I thought that he'd actually scored at that point, Derek. But as you say, fantastic play by Candias, and I've been really impressed with him also so far.
Yep, he's still a Candias to me though. And on the 57th minute, the changing point of the game, we got a penalty. Louis Moult appeared to elbow, I think it was Dorrans, in the face. Yep. I initially thought there was not much in it, to be honest, but after obviously seeing the replays, how he never even seen a red card for that is just beyond belief. Maybe it was the referee saying, well, I'm giving a penalty and I'm already penalising you. I've always been a big advocate for that type of thing. We can't penalise the defender twice for it, but at the same time, it's a bit strange if it was violent play for an elbow. Mm-hmm. Anyway, Dorrans gets his debut off to a dream, and he scores the penalty. So that's 2 goals for Dorrans to make it 2-1.
Yep.
On the 61st minute, Tavernier came on for Hodgson. 63rd minute was good play, gets the ball out for a corner. 65th minute, free kick by Windass went well over the bar. 70th minute, Herrera had a header just wide. That was quite hard to say that. Herrera had a header.
Herrera had a header.
On the 73rd minute, it was a chance for Motherwell, but it was well defended. On the 74th minute, just a minute later, Motherwell had a chance just wide and the keeper was beaten, so we're quite lucky with that one. 76th minute, Miller came off, Wilson came on. We were kind of under the cosh there at that point. Motherwell started to come back into the game. We were backing off. I never like this whole going to this defensive play and allowing them to come at us. We never seem to, play very well. However, it was great of Kashina to see that we were under the cosh. Let's make a change. Let's shore up the back, which obviously worked.
Yep.
80th minute, Tavernier had a shot over the bar, and the 83rd minute, Herrera came off for Morelos.
Yep.
And we had our hearts in our mouths again. On the 85th minute, Motherwell forced a great close-range save from Fotheringham, who turned the ball round the post after a mix-up in defence.
When you actually watched that, Derek, it looked as if it was sneaking in all the way, and then just that clip and just managed to send it past. It must have been, a centimetre wide of the post at the end. As you say, we all had our hearts in our mouth at that point because I was sure that was the equaliser.
Yep. So certainly got off to a winning start. A bit edgy in the second half, obviously, with Motherwell coming back into it, but well defended in the end, I would have said.
Yes, and Derek, I'm going to, as I say, I thought in the first half we played really well. We're going about how well Josh Windass played. How he didn't score, I don't know, because he certainly had all the chances. He was so unlucky, and even if one of the chances had went in, it would have been a hell of a lot more comfortable than it was. Going back to Louis Moult, he I think just got subbed after the penalty because he was getting rather hot-headed. I think Louis Moult's desperate to get a move away from Motherwell, and he was desperate to try and prove something against us because he's obviously got his heart set on a move somewhere. He's been linked to us, I know. I thought he was a handful for our defenders in the first half. I was really impressed with him, just up until he started getting that sort of clumsy way, and getting a bit rational. He's thrown himself about and stuff like that. But I was really impressed with him in the first half. But Josh Windass was the standout. I sat and watched the game with my son, and even he said that. He says, I can't believe how well he's played. He's like a totally different player in that game for the guy that he was last season, Derek.
Yeah, he was certainly been impressive in that game.
Yeah.
As I said, ever since. So
yeah.
Moving into the second game, we've got here is Wednesday the 9th of August, a 6-0 home win against Dunfermline in the League Cup round 2. I was away out for that game, so I had a few pints before the game, and certainly I think I had as many pints as the goals we scored.
Yeah, fantastic. It was a great performance.
Yep. Lined up with Anik in goal, Tavernier, Cardoso, Alves, Hodgson, Candias, Rossiter, Dorrans, Windass, Miller and Morelos. On the subs bench we had Fotheringham, Hodgson, Wilson, Jack, Holt, Cranchar and Hardy.
Yep.
Wallace was originally named in the starting lineup, however he didn't come out the tunnel as the teams lined up because of a wee niggling injury he picked up in the warm-up, so he's been out ever since, so we'll see what happens with that one. But anyway, straight away we were right into it already. Candias put the Dunfermline right under the pressure. He basically skipped by the defender, wins the ball. The keeper had to come well outside his box and become a sweeper. We did score again on the 4th minute. It was Miller this time. Really good tenacious play by Morelos to win the ball. Plays the ball to Miller, back to Morelos on the touchline, who cuts it back. Dorrans had a great shot, saved by the keeper, not cleared properly, falls to Miller and shoots into the back of the net. Fantastic start.
Yeah, as you say, absolutely brilliant. And again, right for kick-off, we're really going for the jugular at that point, which is great to see.
Yep, a minute later we had the ball in the back of the net again, but it was ruled offside. Good play from Windass, plays it to the left of the box to find Hodgson, plays a great ball across to Miller, who knocks it in, and it was ruled offside. I've never seen a replay of it back, even because RTV never shown it for some reason, so I can't judge either way.
Okay.
Turned academic anyway, because on the 8th minute Alves scored to put us 2-0 up. Free kick on the edge of the box to the left hand side at the 18-yard line, curls it in over the wall into the top left corner. Fantastic goal.
It was a great goal, and I mean, you know that the guy he has something special, Derek, but you don't expect, your centre half to be able to just dink a ball with that much curl in it over it all, right into the top corner of the net. It was a fantastic goal to watch. Really good stuff.
Yep. 11th minute, great flowing play resulting in Tavernier hitting a shot from 25 yards on the right hand side just by the post. Free kick to Dunfermline. I think this was the only major chance they had in the whole game. It was on the 18th minute, 20-yard free kick off the bar.
Yep.
So we're quite lucky with that one. 19th minute, good play from Windass, getting the ball into the box, just going wide. And on the 23rd minute, we went 3-0 up with Morelos scoring. Great play from Candias, cuts the ball to Miller, who holds it up, turns and passes to the on-running Morelos, who was in the box, hits a first-time shot past the keeper on his inside, runs to the Union Bears, jumps into the front of the crowd and gets booked for his troubles.
Yeah, aye, well. The goal itself, Derek, was great play, and hats off to Kenny Miller. Brilliant link-up play as well. It's just as if he knew that Morelos was going to run, do the overlap and run, and he held the ball up perfectly, and the absolutely fantastic, simple through ball to Morelos, who kept his head down, fired under. It's his first goal at Ibrox, Derek. He's just a young guy. I'll forgive him for getting booked for that one. I'm sure me and you would be exactly the same if we were had that opportunity. But I was delighted for him to score as well, Morelos, because I think we've got something special there, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yep, me too. 25th minute, great ball in from Miller to Tavernier on the right hand side of the box. Great takedown and cross into the box. Finds Morelos, who shoots it over the bar. On the 26th minute, we made it 4-0 with Tavernier scoring. Dorans to Miller, who plays a great ball to Tavernier, who was running into the right box on the right hand side. Hits a great shot past the keeper. It was quite like Morelos' goal, actually, if I can mind right.
Yeah, again, great overlapping play there by Tav, and that's what we're kind of expecting him to be doing, Derek. But no, it was a great goal. Yep,
and this was the point I texted my dad at the time. I think this is going to be double figures. So, Yep. Never happened, obviously, but
no, it didn't. But no, they were certainly playing really, really fantastic stuff at that point.
Yep. And just before half time, slack defending from Dunfermline, falls to Morelos, controls the ball and hits a shot in the box, but saved by the keeper.
Yep.
Into the second half, no much happened in the first 10 minutes. 55th minute, Alves came off, Wilson came on, and fortunately we never actually conceded a goal when he came on this time. A minute later, we actually made it 5-0. And it was Candias that scored this time. 25-yard free kick on the right side of the box, round the wall, into the top right-hand side.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a clacking one, and for it to be, deemed the second best free kick of the night, it says
I don't know. I think maybe Candias' goal shades it for me, Derek, just for the fact that it was further out and hit with a good bit more power as well as accuracy. I know that Alves' free kick was fantastic, but I would say that Candias' goal was even better. So I'll even if it's just me, I'll give him that one. I'll give him that as goal of the night.
You'll give him one, eh?
Oh, I definitely.
58th minute, Miller came off, Nico Cranchar came on. 66th minute, going forward, Dorans to Nico and back again. Morelos nips in, hits a shot, saved by the keeper and out for a corner. Good play. Dorans comes off on the 68th minute and Holt comes on. On the 73rd minute, it was a good run by Windass after the ball lobbed up front. Got a shot away inside the box, but hit the side netting. And on the 75th minute, we got the last goal of the night to make it 6-0. Morelos got a second. Windass to Cranchar in the middle of the pitch. Plays the ball to Tavernier on the edge of the box. Takes on two players. Gets the ball in the box. Hits a shot and forces a good save out of the keeper. Wasn't cleared. Falls to Morelos, who hits the ball in the back of the net.
Yep. good poacher's instincts as well, Derek, which is really good to see by this guy. He's not just we saw the evidence of him running, from the edge of the box to get on the end of things, but the fact that he's got that sort of poacher's instinct as well to pick up any loose scraps is fantastic.
Yep. So on the 81st minute, the last major chance of the game, good shot by Windass on the edge of the box, saved by the keeper. So 6-0 final score into the next round, and we're playing Partick Thistle away.
Yes. Who was your standout? Was there anybody you thought was a standout, Derek, or would you just say it was a whole sort of team performance in that game?
It was the whole team. It was relentless from start to finish, and that's what was impressive the most to me. There was not one standout. Obviously, you've got to look at Morelos for scoring 2. You've got to look at both 3 kicks, fantastic. So all overall a great performance all round.
Yep, I was delighted. Yeah.
Yep. Next game, this is the controversial one. It's Saturday the 12th of August. It was a 3-2 loss at home to Hibs in the Premiership. I'll go over the team first. We lined up Fotheringham, Tavernier, Cardoso, Alves, Hodgson, Candias, Jack, Dorans, Windass and Miller. On the subs bench we had Anik, Wilson, Herrera, Rossiter, Cranchar, Holt and Pena. It was going to be a tough game. First game we've played against them since we lost in the cup final to them.
Yep, and most importantly, Derek, we were both there, which doesn't happen a lot. But the whole day for me was fantastic. Just apart from the actual game itself, it was brilliant. I mean, I've got to really take my hat off to Rangers. They set up the fan zone outside where all the boys are playing football. Andy Gorham was there. My laddie was lucky enough to get on and play, and he scored a few goals and everybody was cheering when he scored, and it was absolutely fantastic. And then I actually had the pleasure, Derek, as well, of meeting the fans liaison officer outside as well. Got talking to him also about stuff, and was pleased to hear that he actually had heard of us, Derek, and he's listened to the pod. And the first thing he asked me who I was. I said I was Dave. He says, "Oh, are you the guy that's always away on holiday?" I says, "Aye, that's me." Aye.
Fantastic.
Also, a quick note as well, Derek, that we missed. We had John, who was from the Macmillan Cancer Support. He goes round Sheffield collecting his, he collects thousands of pounds for the Macmillan Cancer Support down in Sheffield, and I think it was Club 1872 had him up for that game to raise some cash as well. So got his picture, put some money in his cart, and I think he raised about £4,000 worth at the game as well, so that was fantastic also. So outside the ground, Derek, it was great. I met up with you for 5 minutes as well, had a wee brief chat, and the whole day was fantastic. The sun was out and everything, and then I'll let you get into the game and tell you how that turned out.
Obviously we've got a few talking points of the game. We'll go through the game as normal, but I've never given in to this whole, biased referees, they're at it and all that kind of thing. I think it's nonsense. I just think they're absolutely atrocious. But this game totally changed my mind about that. I've never seen such a one-sided refereeing performance against Rangers in my puff. I really haven't. Obviously, we'll talk about the instance, but if it's not, and we've obviously seen it's been vindicated, my thoughts as well, with the red card being rescinded now, but the whole point is nothing. He gave nothing for us, all game, and it was quite glaringly obvious what was kind of lacking in the game in terms of the refereeing performance. Derek,
from where we were sitting, we were in the very back row of the family section in the Broom Lawn, so the very, very back row of that, so we're quite a distance away, but at the same time you were getting a good view of the pitch, and I could not believe the amount of really bad tackles that were going in and our players, and there was nothing getting done about it at all, and that was from very early on in the match. That wasn't the main talking points, but the amount of tackles that went in were shocking. I'll get into a couple while you're doing your brief sort of summary of the match. But I couldn't believe the amount of tackles that were going in, and there was absolutely no action by the referee whatsoever. It was shocking, absolutely shocking.
Yep. I mean, David Edgar from the Heart and Hand is highlighting in his podcast, if it wasn't biased refereeing, then it was certainly complete incompetence, and he should never referee another professional game in his life. I mean, bearing in mind, I believe he's got previous for shafting us as well. I think I'm pretty sure I've seen he was the referee for the Aberdeen game last year, where in the first game of the season against them, they got a free kick that never was in the last minute, and they scored from it. Yeah, so bearing in mind, you've got to still defend the free kick, but it was still never a free kick in a month of Sundays. So, but we'll get into the game anyway. As I said, we've gone over the lineup on the first minute, and I'm highlighting these fouls because it's just a complete farce that this guy never got sent off. The second minute, Dylan McGeoch, former Celtic player, fouled on the second minute. It was a bad foul as well, no card. And from that free kick, we actually scored from it. Another flying start. Candias floats in a free kick deep in from the right hand side from Morelos, who
absolutely great cross,
headed it into the back of the net. Fantastic goal. It really was.
It was
well worked goal.
Yep, I mean, and that's one of the main reasons we were told about Candias, that he had the sort of second most amount of assists, crosses for goals in the Portuguese in the Turkish league last season. So we've been looking for that, and it's evidence so far that the guy can put in a fantastic cross into the box, which is great. But as you say, a flying start, but that first tackle in itself was just absolutely shocking, Derek, and nothing happened. We're even lucky, I think, to get the free kick for it.
Yeah.
Going by the way the rest of the game went. But no, a great goal, and that was Morelos. And I think somebody pointed out the other day that the 3 goals that Morelos has scored, one with his left foot, one with his right foot, and one with his head so far. So, it shows that the guy is versatile. Really impressed with him so far, Derek. But again, we'll talk about him at the end of the game.
Yep. Straight away, we nearly went a second goal up. Hibs keeper came well out of his box, had a bad touch. Miller nips in with a first-time half volley, and it was lobbing the keeper, and it just went wide. What a start!
Yep.
That was certainly.
I know. It was. We had a great view again of that, and from where I was sitting, it was in, and then it just sort of bounced past the post, and again, it must have been an inch wide or whatever. It really unlucky. With Kenny Miller, it was a first-time sort of snapshot that it had, to be fair, but if that had went in, that'd have been a fantastic goal, and we would have been on for a rout, I think, after that, Derek.
Yeah. And the 5th minute is really where the real controversy starts. Stokes basically wrestles Tavernier to the ground by pulling him back with a chokehold right in front of the referee. There was a wee bit of a melee after it, and basically what happens is, because the referee and the linesman and the assistants never had a clue, they done the usual thing and gave a yellow card to both of them. Completely baffling.
Derek, just before that, in that same incident, now where we were again, and it looked clear to me, even although we were a distance up, during that incident, just a second before he put his arm round Tav's throat to pull him down, it clearly looked to me as if either the bottom of his arm or his elbow got Tav in the face, and then he raised his arm and put his hand round his neck and wrestled him to the ground. Now Tav never even, he wasn't even like touching him or anything. That itself should have been a red card straight away, like a straight red card for that. As you say, absolutely shocking. Tav had a right to go mental, with that challenge. And as you say, absolutely shocking. The two of them get yellow carded for it. Really, really baffling stuff. And it was actually at that point I thought to myself, we're getting absolutely nothing in this game at all.
No.
And before you go on, there had been, it seemed to me, Derek, at that stage, there had already been one sort of kick out. I don't know who it was, but to me, it looked as if it was more Graham Dorrans that they seemed to be, I'll not say targeting Derek, but it seemed to be him who was getting a lot of pushing and, getting pulled back when he was going for the ball. Again, nothing getting picked up by the referee again. And then I think as you'll go on to, you know, what happened a wee while later, it was Dorrans again after getting fouled again that sort of loses it, because it was just a constant thing throughout the first half, and nothing, like no being controlled by the referee at all. It was just shocking.
Yep. 11th minute, second foul from McGeoch. It was another bad one this time. It was on Hodgson after a bad touch from him, and no card. You know, again, baffling. That's 2 within 11 minutes, and you know he's no card for it. On the 20th minute, lovely play from Windass, basically sending Whittaker for coffee on the left-hand side of the box, cuts it back. Miller hits a bit of a sclaff, slight deflection off the Hibs player, and just hits the post. Again, how unlucky was that?
Totally unlucky, and again we were really going for it, Derek, which was really good to see. But again, we were saying to ourselves, is it going to be one of the games for us that we're having all these chances? A bit like the Motherwell game, we were having all these chances, and you know, we were just unlucky more than anything else.
Yep. And really, from the resulting kind of kick out from there, it was a case of Hibs got the ball forward, lost possession. We tried to play it forward, and Hibs effectively scored from that. The Miller tried a step over, really on the edge of the box, or kind of to try a dummy at least. He
tried to dummy it, Derek. He tried to dummy it, and you know, he made a bit of, you know, he made a howler of it. And as you say, Hibs were able to clear quite easily.
Yep.
And when the ball fell to Simon Murray, I'll let you go through the rest of it.
Yeah, I mean, Ambrose played a quick ball, long ball forward to Murray on the left-hand side. He drove the ball forward. Really poor defending from Cardoso at this point, because he put some half-hearted, you know, attempts at challenges in. He hits a good shot, and it was past the keeper. It was their first real shot of the game, actually.
Now, Derek, the one thing that I'll say, I thought that the boy Murray up front for Hibs was really good on the day. I think he showed some fantastic touches. He was full of confidence. As you say, I think Cardoso, who I do like the look of, Derek, I think he will be a good player. I think he was very poor. And I also think that Wes Foderingham should take a bit of the blame as well, because when I seen the goal go in from where I was, I thought, there's no way that's going in, because it wasn't a rocket, a shot, Derek. It wasn't But when I seen it back on the TV, Foderingham looked very slow getting down to it. And you know that we like Foderingham again. I'm not slagging the guy off and saying he's useless. He isn't. He's a fantastic goalkeeper. But I think he will look back at that also, and he'll not be very happy with himself. And I think he could have done a bit better. But as you say, poor defending from our attack, breaking down to just a punt up the field by Hibs and picked up by him to be able to just sort of run past Cardoso and pass the ball into the corner. It was poor defending by us and all, and you know, it should never have happened, really.
No, certainly not. Hibs came slightly back in at this point. On the 28th minute, they had a shot just wide of the target. Another completely baffling decision on the 31st minute, where Morelos was running at the goal after the ball was lobbed up to him, and McGregor had a flying shoulder challenging him, and he gave a bloody foul to Hibs.
It was absolutely... We're laughing about it, they do, Derek, but I can remember actually watching it and turning. There was a guy that was sitting next to me, and the two of us just kind of looked at each other, because even from where we were sitting so far up, it was the most blatant foul to Rangers that we've seen. And for him to give the free kick to Hibs, it was just, we looked at each other and we were shaking our heads, and we just knew that it was going to get worse. And it was incredible, absolutely incredible.
Yep. A minute later, Hibs go up the park and there was a foul on McGeoch, and then, amazingly, Candias got a yellow card. Now, the foul in itself was probably a yellow card, but it's not really the point, given the fact that there's just been several fouls on our players that have justified yellows and never anything being given.
Yep. And after that, I think, Derek, was when sort of Candias I think he was getting absolutely pissed off and annoyed also, a bit like Graham Dorrans, because at that point, as I say, I could have counted 3 or 4 clear fouls on Dorrans in midfield. He wasn't being allowed to play, and it wasn't through their fantastic marking. It was basically, really dirty stuff, getting pulled back, wee kicks here, wee clips there, pushes, really sort of shocking stuff on Dorrans. I actually really felt for him in that game, because you could see him getting so frustrated, looking to the referee as if to say, what's got to happen here before some action gets taken, and obviously nothing really. They could do what they want, but it was just you could tell the players were getting really, really frustrated at that point, Derek.
Yep, and you're quite right, because what happened next was really a result of another bad late challenge on Dorrans, which went unpunished.
Yes.
34th minute, it was a straight red for Ryan Jack. Just it's baffling, and obviously now it's been seen that it's been rescinded. It wasn't even downgraded to a yellow; it was just rescinded, and it was the turning point of the match. And I think it's affected the whole match from there. It's
definitely, Derek. And again, I keep saying this from my vantage point. I seen what happened and automatically thought, oh, that's going to be a yellow card to the Hibs player and our free kick. And then you see, because they all kind of ran in and you seen everything that was going on and players were getting pulled apart. And then for the red card to come out for Jack, I actually thought I was at a different match, Derek, or watching something completely different, because never in a million years would I thought that one of your players would have got sent off, considering the amount of horrendous tackles that were going in by their players. But as you say, he gets sent off, and it's now been rescinded because it's shown you that there was absolutely nothing in it. And again, Anthony Stokes, right up to Jack, in each other's faces. Stokes puts his blooming hand right round Jack's throat,
twice,
pushes him backwards, and it's right in front of the referee.
Yeah,
and doesn't get, again, straight red card, which could have been 3 straight red cards for any other referee, and he doesn't even get booked.
No,
and he stays on the park. It's absolutely diabolical, Derek. And again, I'm not going into this, the referees was biased against us and all that. Any other referee, even down to amateur level, would have sent Stokes off for any one of the 3 challenges.
Yep. I mean, the point is, I mean, as well, the challenge was late in Dorrans. Yes, Dorrans did slightly react to it, but as you said before, the amount of times he had been fouled in that game already, what's he got to do?
I'm not joking. I counted at least 4 times, prior to that Dorrans was targeted. And Dorrans had a poor game, but I'm not blaming that on him, because it was just, you could just tell it was, as soon as I get the ball here, I'm going to get thumped and nothing's going to happen. You could just see that that's what he was thinking in the match. He couldn't get into his rhythm whatsoever. And it was shocking. And as you say, he got absolutely pissed off with that particular foul, and he went mental, and that's what started everything off. And then for all of that to happen and Jack gets sent off, it was absolutely shocking. For it to come, it totally affected our players after that. Hibs were getting back into the game, Derek, but they were basically allowed to do whatever they wanted in the match. They were allowed to be as hard on our players, and as, I hate using the word cheating, Derek, but the amount of shocking challenges that were going in, the amount of dirty tactics that were going in, and complete unpunished, I couldn't really see any team out there who wouldn't be affected by that. So that's why I'm not getting on the players' backs. I knew myself at that point that we weren't winning the game. As soon as Jack went off, I thought to myself, we are out of this altogether, because the players are just totally, it doesn't matter what they do, nothing's going to go for them the day. And I just knew at that point that possibly the best result that we could get out, it would be a draw. And I thought actually at that point it was going to stay at 1-1, to be honest with you, Derek. I don't know about you, but it was diabolical, Derek. It really was. You can't say any more. The referee completely ruined the game, and ruined any chances that we had to take anything for that match at that point.
Yeah, I mean, the whole point is as well that you're forgetting as well, not only just the hand that he put on his throat twice, it's the case of Stokes was the one who instigated the actual headbutt. It wasn't Ryan Jack. He got the whole thing completely wrong. And not only that, is McGeer came running over. He barged past the keeper. He barged past the referee to try and get to Dorrans. Yep. McGinn came running in, pushed Doran's full force and got fuck all. McGeoch got a yellow card for it, but I mean, he should have been given a red already for his challenges. And this. McGinn coming along and pushing them full force, that's raising your hands. That should have been a straight red.
All in front of the referee, Derek.
Yeah, all in front, and for him to turn around and give Jack a red card, which it goes to show you the fact that how much he's fucked up, that they've not only rescinded the card, they've never even downgraded it to a yellow, it's been completely wiped. That says it all to me.
Totally.
But anyway, as you said, as we both said, that completely changed the face of the game. 38th minute, Hibs went 2-1 up with a Tavernier OG with an extremely fluky goal. It was a break by Hibs into the box on the right hand side, crossing the deck by the Hibs attacker. He takes a touch, then a shot, cannons off Cardoso, which then the ball cannons off Tavernier and into the bottom right hand corner where Foderingham was at full stretch, nearly kept it out, but couldn't quite get there. Fluky goal from a fluky position they got themselves in the first place. Yeah, again, at that point, Derek, after that, there was nothing was going to go for us in that game, nothing at all. And again, that was just another one that proved it for us. And the heads went down big time after that goal for us for a good sort of half an hour of the match after that. Yep. Morelos on the 40th minute, strong challenge on McGeoch, gets right in his face when he went to ground, which was brilliant to see actually. On the 42nd minute, Hibs had a good shot from distance, forces it Foderingham into a good save and out for the corner, was going in the back of the net if Foderingham never got to it. 43rd minute, Morelos wins the ball fairly down the left hand wing, however he was ruled to have fouled him for some reason. 44th minute, Morelos booked for another foul that he was deemed to have done. Potentially this one was. The initial incident was a foul, but he let it go, and because the Hibs player shielding the ball, he still had to go for it. So I think I'll say that again. The initial foul to put the Hibs player on the ground, the initial instant to put the Hibs player on the ground was a foul, but he gave nothing for that. But because Morelos was still having to try and go for the ball, that's what he was given the kind of foul for. Into the second half, it was a double substitution. Hodgson and Candias off, Wilson and Herrera on. We look to go for a 3-4-2. Yeah. Now, the only thing I'm going to say, Derek, I was still quite baffled by the fact that obviously the man sent off, Derek, he's got to think about the shape of his team, he's got to think about his personnel. But Kenny Miller in midfield, for me, wasn't the right decision. I personally was crying out for Rossiter to come on because I thought Rossiter had a fantastic game against Dunfermline. I really did. I thought he was excellent in that match. I was crying out for Rossiter to come in. I thought if we've got another battler in there, winning a few tackles, it might raise our game a wee bit. So I'm not sure if that was the right tactic, but to be fair to Caixinha, he wanted to change the formation to try and make something work for us. And as you said in the Motherwell game, fair play to him to try it. He brings Wilson on for us to go three at the back, play 4 in midfield, and keep 2 up front with Herrera and Morelos. And it took us a wee while to get going after that, Derek, but fair play, had to try something, eh? Yeah, I mean, the game plan goes out the window, so that's why you can't really blame the players. I know. Anyway, in the 50th minute, good long range shot by Hibs just wide. 55th minute, long ball into the box by Wilson, headed just wide by Tavernier. That was probably the best chance we had. Apart from the goal we obviously scored. Yes. On the 58th minute, a good chance for Hibs just wide, shaved the outside of the post. 60th minute, great corner in from Dorans, deep into the back post, Cardoso just wide. Really should have put it on target, as it was another good chance. It was a really good chance. 61st minute, another bad challenge by McGregor in the middle of the park. Foul given, but no card once again. 62nd minute, Morelos shot from 6 yards, deflected out for the corner. He was unlucky with that one, Derek. It was a good shot that he had. He put plenty of power, but it was, he was unlucky that I don't know if it was good defending. You could say to get the challenge in, but again, he was unlucky, and he was still looking hungry at that point. Morelos, to be fair to him. Yep. And then it was really kind of no way back at this point. 64th minute, Hibs went 3-1 up. Long throw in, one touch and a volley from 20 yards past the keeper. In fairness, it was a cracking goal.
It was, Derek, but again, we can't say that it was poor defending by us, because there was somebody, I don't know who it is, I've watched it back, the ball came to that guy in an instant, and he basically, as you say, let it bounce and hit it first time, and we had a player right on it who were, it was just like a few centimetres away from charging it down. That could have went anywhere, Derek, again, because it was hit, it was a snapshot, an instant. And it was that type of game that that it was going to go for Hibs. They were getting the rub of the green after that, and it just it was a fantastic goal. But it could have went anywhere, because he basically just came to him and he just hit it as a snapshot, and he never had time to sort of aim it up or get say to himself, I'm going to hit it from there, to take a touch. He just lashed at it, and it ended up in the back of the net.
Yeah. On the 65th minute, Morelos came off and Peña came on. What did you make of Peña? Because he was always forward thinking, but he's still lacking, match fitness.
Yes, I think so, Derek. When he brought him on, I was kind of saying to myself, you're a good 20 minutes too late, or I would have made the substitution. Either at half time or before that, to bring the midfielder on. I didn't think at the time he was the right man to come on, but I actually think he did grow into the game, Derek, to be honest with you, and he looked quite good, as you say. He was trying to get forward. I think, I'd like to think with the amount of money we've paid for him, we've done our homework, and he will turn out to be a good player. But he did grow into the game, to be fair. He didn't look like a rabbit caught in the headlights, which is a good thing.
Yeah. And on the 67th minute, Windass got a yellow card. It was the first foul I actually remember him making. I think it maybe was a yellow card, but the whole point is it was the first foul he's ever made in the game, I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Next one, again, another baffling one. And in fairness, he did do a couple of body checks, and he might have been lucky to get away with not being booked beforehand. But the reasons why he got booked was for multiple fouls, and that was Cardoso in the 73rd minute, which is completely ironic given the fact that several Hibs players had done several fouls and never got any yellow cards.
Exactly.
So,
yep.
Next on the 75th minute, looping slow header forward by Hibs. Fodingham palmed it over the bar. Could have been in, might not have been. I don't know if he had to do that or no, but certainly was a chance. And then there was a wee glimmer of hope on the 80th minute with a goal from Tavernier. Fantastic long deep ball on the left hand side by Wilson. Finds the head of Tavernier with a looping header at the back of the net. Fantastic goal. And we were certainly, from maybe about the 75th minute onwards, we were certainly the team in the ascendancy.
Yes, you're no better, yep. No, we were. It's quite funny, Derek, because when it was getting into the latter stages of the game, I said to my son, I really don't see where we're going to find anybody even to put a decent cross into the box, just with the shape we were playing. And there was Wilson popped up on the left-hand side and put in the most perfect cross into the box. And a great goal by Tav, a really good header. Did you think we were going to get back into it at that stage, Derek?
I just had this vision, we were going to score another goal and everything was going to go mental at the full-time whistle again, but sadly it was not to be. Another baffling decision on the 87th minute. McGregor and McGeoch bring down Peña, who was running into the box. It was just outside the box, and the referee has a look at it, has a look at McGregor, has a look at McGeoch, gives McGregor the yellow card. Likely because McGeoch was already on a yellow card at this stage.
Aye.
And it looked as if, I've watched the full game back, and it looked as if it was actually McGeoch that committed the foul, not McGregor.
Right.
So, again, another baffling decision by the referee.
Uh-huh.
And the 88th minute, resulting free kick by Alves just over the bar. It was a ball here off. I don't know, we've kind of discussed it already in terms of the referee changed the game. Several baffling decisions. The guy should never referee another professional game in his life, because these guys get paid, as David Edgar again highlighted, these guys get paid £1,000 a game to do this. This is not chump change. We would love to do something like this for £1,000 for a 90 minutes worth of work. But if they can't do it properly to at least a level standard, to be fair to both teams and call it fairly and use your assistants correctly if need be, then don't bother stepping onto that turf.
Again, Derek, I don't know if you, but did he consult his assistant referees at any point for any of the decisions that he made, or I can't remember him going over and speaking to any of them. Maybe I'm wrong, but it seemed to be, all the decisions that he made were his decisions without any help from his assistants at all.
They've obviously got the earpieces, and I think for one of the contentious ones might have been the Jack sending off. I think there was something in that there. I remember them saying, but it was just completely baffling all game.
Yeah, it was.
That was the main thing that should have been talked about. However, obviously there was another completely idiotic scene as well, which was the celebration by Neil Lennon after the equaliser they got. Now, it was right in front of me where I seen it, and instead of actually celebrating with his players and his bench, he turns round to the fans, makes a couple of gestures, one of them quite offensive, to some people. I don't really give a fuck, to be honest, and the Rangers fans incensed by it. Now, I'm kind of in two minds with this, because he was getting a lot of verbal abuse all game.
Yep.
That's part and parcel of football, like it or lump it. That's what happens. You're paid to take abuse sometimes. Obviously not, physical abuse or anything like that, but verbal abuse, that comes your way. As a human being, you are going to react. However, as a football player or manager or staff member, you have that responsibility not to react. Now, quite rightly, the police are not taking any further action. It is not a police issue whatsoever. He made a wee gesture, big wow, right? It's maybe an SFA issue or an SPFL issue. That's up to them to take that forward. But I think it was a wee bit much of fans, 30-odd fans, complaining to the police about this, and it was a wee bit much making Club 1872 making a statement about it. Neil Lennon is an idiot. Neil Lennon has potential mental health issues. Neil Lennon is a clever idiot because he uses his background and what has happened to him in the past to basically further his cause as poor Lenny, which those are his words he's used during his infamous rant at the end of last year against another manager. He uses the media to his advantage. The media lap it up. The media love him. The media feel sorry for him because of certain things that idiots have done. And that's why I'm saying he's a clever idiot. Don't play into his hands.
I was annoyed, Derek, as everybody else is, and I kind of look at Neil Lennon as being the sort of pantomime villain. I really didn't give a shit what he thinks about our club or what he says about our club. What annoyed me was in that section there would have been loads of kids watching him as well. And you would like to think that he would maybe, if that might have crossed his mind slightly as well, as if to say, I want to get it right up them, but I'm not going to do anything stupid because there is kids watching and stuff like that. But that obviously didn't come into his head. And I think that for me, that type of thing I would be thinking about also. I know it wasn't anything major, but the get it right up sign in front of a lot of kids that could have been there. It was just stupid by him, absolutely stupid. But as you say, I wouldn't have complained to the police about him doing that. I don't think any vast majority of people would, and I'm quite shocked that there has been that many people have complained to the police about it. And as you quite rightly said, the police have kind of washed their hands of it. They're not really wanting anything to do with it because it's not really anything. But he's just a tube, Derek, and he hates us, and we didn't like him, but to be perfectly honest with you, I really didn't care.
No.
I don't care what he says about us or does to our supporters and all of that. At the end of the day, he's the ex-Celtic captain, he's an ex-manager. Somebody in the hierarchy at Hibs should be taking him to one side and saying, look, you're making us look bad here. You're giving us a bad name. But it's true what you said, Derek. He plays into the hands of the media play into his hands, I should say. He can do no wrong, so there's nothing bad said about him. But I would like to think that there's some sensible person who doesn't really want to see Hibs in a bad light at the club saying to him, you get on with your job, forget about what all the supporters are all shouting at you. We're paying you a lot of money here. You're doing really well. You've got your team playing well. Didn't get involved in anything stupid like that. But he's not the type of guy that will do that, Derek, and we all know that. But I'm no on for what the statement for Club 1872. I think that's been a total waste of their time and resources to do that, and I don't think it'll go any further, to be perfectly honest with you. And I think we should get back to watching the football. And I know everybody's moaning about, oh well, Andy Halliday got sent off for doing that, but again, this is a manager who, as you say, is in the public eye. He's loved by the media. Nothing bad's going to ever come, him acting like an idiot on the field. We just need to try and accept that and fucking ignore him, to be perfectly honest with you.
Right, so really it kind of rounds it up. There's not really much point going over the table, but we've played 2, won 1, drawn 0, lost 1, scored 4, conceded 4, goal difference 0, 3 points, and we're sitting at level 6 on 3 points with 3 other teams. So
yes,
there's no point in going over that much more than now because it's early stages. Games to come, we have Saturday the 19th of August, which is this Saturday at home to Hearts in the Premiership. Following Sunday on the 27th, we're away to Ross County in the Premiership. Saturday the 9th of September I will miss because I am away on holiday, which is home to Dundee, the Premiership. Friday the 15th of September we are away to Partick Thistle in the Premiership. That's a 19:45 kick-off, so I'm guessing that's on TV.
Yeah.
And we're playing Partick Thistle again on Tuesday the 19th, again away, and that's in the League Cup quarter-final, another 19:45 kick-off.
Yes.
Yep, so that kind of wraps up that section here, and we will now go into the Blue Room.
On that note, I need to go to the loo room. Is that
Room.
all right?
That's okay. Oh, God. That's bad. You call my jokes bad. Right, only 2 stories to cover, and the main one, it feels like a lifetime ago, is the SPFL confirmed they have no legal power to strip any titles or issue any further punishments in relation to the EBTs.
Yes.
So, it really sent the Yahoos into complete overdrive, including Tom English, who got into various arguments on Twitter, including me, as well as a tax expert.
I know, hilarious. Derek, it was tax experts, plural.
No, that's he consulted.
He's got his experts. He said we have our experts, and it was plural, and he got totally ribbed for it, and no wonder, because it was turning into I think I put a wee. I think he replied to something I put, and I think I put something down as it's like being back at school where my dad's bigger than your dad type of thing. Absolute nonsense by a guy who we all know we didn't take him seriously, but a guy who is trying to be a serious journalist here, to come away with such childish things on Twitter like that is it's laughable, Derek. It really, really is. It's just an absolute idiot.
It's the
shocking.
Fact, any time I've replied to him or commented on with him, is he said to me, "I'm actually tweeting you back out of courtesy. You're not really doing me any courtesy, Tom. I don't give a shit what you think." So,
aye.
But it just it all started because the SPFL in their comments of their statement says that EBTs were unlawful, despite the fact that their own tax expert, their own QC, who was commenting that as well, says that they weren't in the same text of the statement. You know, and the Supreme Court confirmed that they weren't unlawful. They were just they were used accurately. They just had to be taxable.
Yeah. There's even been an apology by the Herald. I don't know if you've seen that. Who basically said that but again, for the Herald and the apology, it's a tiny wee sort of paragraph. You would blink if you missed it, but basically to say that we said it was unlawful, it wasn't unlawful, and that's the end of it. So I mean, they're even being proven and you know the media, that they've got folk coming away saying things like that. But it's just there is an absolute agenda out there, Derek. How long have we been saying it, and how many times have we went over it with the mainstream media in Scotland? Any type of negativity about our club, and they will go for it big time. And it's all you hear. And we're now getting the individual journalists on social media like Tom English, and I don't know if who was the boy, Alex Thompson. I'm sure he's been saying stuff about it as well. Aye, I'm sure he's been in on it as well. These guys are becoming an irrelevance now, Derek, and they're trying to do anything they can to get a reaction so that they're back in the limelight. That's the way that I see it. Tom English has been made to look like an absolute fool.
Yep. Not really much more we can say about that. I mean, it certainly had, the Celtic fans going absolutely mental, starting petitions up, claiming cheating, that's typical. And, Phantom on Twitter played an absolute blinder and managed to basically get $2,000 out of the Celtic fans for setting up a crowdfunder to try and strip titles, and it's bordered on, what you would call legal there, but certainly just what the extreme lengths they'll go to. I know. With wanting to do this.
The thing that I find hilarious is the fact that they go and they find, we've got, we'll be consulting with the Aberdeen fans group, the whole 6 of them that they've got to there, that they manage, incredible, Derek. This whole love-in now with Celtic and Aberdeen fans as well, I find absolutely hilarious as well. And basically it's a love-in of their hatred of us. Yeah. So it's got nothing to do with the fact that they like each other. No. It's just the fact that they hate us. It's absolutely... And you actually just sit and think about it. It's completely ridiculous, and it just shows that regardless what goes on the pitch and how well that Celtic do on their pitch, and they're playing fantastic, Derek, they really are, but it doesn't matter, because all their fans want to do is talk about us.
Yep, that's about it.
It is, and it's hilarious, and I really don't think it would happen in any other country in the world, to be perfectly honest with you. But they obsess about us so much. It's like we are their life, and it's all you see on social media. Anything in the media from any sort of, whether it be BBC, STV, Radio Clyde, anything that they put out on social media about Rangers, anything, I mean, Derek, I'm talking about team news, I'm talking about any type of news, the first person who will comment will be a Celtic supporter.
Yeah, it always is, isn't it?
It is absolutely incredible, and I laugh at it now, Derek, because I still think it's incredible, the fact that how well their team's playing, and the fact that they've gone a whole season, in the league undefeated, and they can't enjoy it. They cannot enjoy their team's success because they're so obsessed with us. It's hysterical. It really is.
Yep, and Rangers were spot on after the announcement by the SPFL as well. They put an advert out on social media for stadium tours with John Brown, and they had a clear video of making sure all the trophies and all the trophy room was put in there with the championship flags on the wall, which was spot on.
Yep.
Next, the only other bit of boardroom news is a good bit of news, which is Stuart Robertson has been elected to the SPFL board, not before time, along with Anne Budge also. That was obviously the last pod we said that Peter Lywell wasn't going to be renewing his place on the board, so we've finally got someone on the board now, which is good. And along with Anne Budge as well, apart from not being able to order seats, then everything's she's pretty good, I like.
Yeah, no, it's about time that we had some sort of representation on there, Derek, so no, I was pleased with that.
Yep. Right, let's move on now and go to the classic match.
Manchester, brace yourself. Rangers are coming!
Right, Dave, what have you got for us this time?
We, Derek, are going to go back 20 years in time. Well, just about 20 years. I'm taking us back, just with the talk of Anne Budge and Hearts and everything there, I'm going to take us back to a fantastic game that we played at Tynecastle, and it was in December of 1997. that we played. Now, there's a lot of familiar names here, obviously in the Rangers lineup, but also in the Hearts lineup here. Rangers on that day, their lineup was Theo Snelders in goal, Alec Cleland at right back, Stally Stensas, remember him, at left back.
Yep.
And then in defence, we had Sergio Perini and Joachim Bjorklund. That was the two centre halves for that day. Midfield, Ian Ferguson, Stuart McCall, Rino Gattuso, and George Albert. So hard as nails midfield for that game. And then up front, Gordon Jury and Marco Negri. Now, on the bench for Rangers was Brian Laudrup on the bench, Gordon Petric and a very young Barry Ferguson. Looking at the Hearts team that day, a lot of familiar names. Gilles Rousset, remember him, the goalkeeper?
It went through my legs.
Also, our ex-captain extraordinaire, Davy Weir, a young Davy Weir. Paul Ritchie as well, and the unacceptable face of Scottish football, that was Stevie Fulton. Salvatore, Italian midfielder for Hearts, very young Neil McCann, Colin Cameron, John Robertson, who was their classic sort of poacher goal scorer, and Stefan Adam. So a lot of well-known faces in the team. Now, the game started off very early, and Rangers took a very early lead in that game, and it was a corner.
It's Alberts. Swings it in, it's a good one! And it's a goal, and it's Gordon Jury! 6 minutes gone here at Tynecastle. And it's Rangers who take the lead. Their fans are delighted.
The corner was taken by George Alberts from the right-hand side into the middle of the box. It fell to Sergio Perini, who headed it. Was heading straight to the goalkeeper, but Gordon Jury, in that sort of poacher's position, managed to redirect the header with his head into the goal. As I say, for very close range. Early goal, 1-0 Rangers. Fantastic start. But being Tynecastle, it's always a hard game. Hearts didn't lie down. They were on the attack straight away. Straight after that, they had a shot wide by Robertson, and in a short time after that, Salvatore shot wide from distance. Midway through that half, Rino Gattuso with quite a bad tackle on Neil McCann. Neil McCann had kind of left him for dead, but Gattuso, being the sort of midfield terrier, he wasn't very happy with that. Right through Neil McCann at that point, he picked up a yellow card. And then not long after that, a wee half chance by Marco Negri. Great play. It was a sort of long ball. He held off the two defenders at the edge of the box, turns and shot for the edge of the box. It was good save by Rousset. And then on the 18th minute, it was a goal for Hearts. John Robertson scored from close range, making it 1-1. End-to-end stuff. Derek Gordon Jury, who was having a fantastic game, beats one man and he smashes a shot, which is saved by Rousset. Then Hearts had a chance which was headed over the bar, but David Weir, this was still in the first half. Alec Cleland then a fantastic cross for the right, which was punched by Gilles Rousset to the edge of the box. And of all people who we never really seen doing anything with his head, George Alberts with a long range header for the edge of the box, which was just over the bar. And then on the 34th minute, Rangers retook the lead.
Nice run by Ferguson. Switch of play now to Stensas. This goes down by Locke. Through now for Gordon Jury. Good running again by Jury. Still it's Jury. It's deflected, and it's number 2 for Rangers. 34 minutes gone. Rangers take the lead again, and it's Gordon Jury. His second of the match. Certainly took a deflection, but it's very much his goal.
Gordon Jury on the halfway line. A great ball out to Stensas on the wing. He played a 1-2 with Jury. So it was Jury to Stensas, Stensas back to Jury. Runs through, shoots for the edge of the box, takes a slight deflection into the goal to make it 2-1 to Rangers. Superb stuff. Jury was having a fantastic game. We should have made it 3 minutes later after that. Jury with a through ball to Alberts. He had all the time in the world, maybe too much time in his hands. Got too close to the goalkeeper, hit a shot, kind of half-hearted, which wasn't like Albert's, saved by the goalkeeper. And then Hearts had a chance. Steve Fulton with a shot for the edge of the box. And then just before half-time, Stally Stensas this time has a fantastic effort. He was put through in goal again, maybe too much time in his hands, shoots like way high and wide. He certainly wasn't known for his shooting, Stensas anyway. But that got to half-time, 2-1 to Rangers. Then into the second half, more chances for Rangers here. George Alberts this time. It was Gattuso on the right hand side. A great cross into George Alberts, who has a shot just wide of the post. Then again, end to end, Hearts back up. Steve Fulton with a long range shot which was just wide. And then this is where the game turned for Rangers. We were awarded a penalty.
Meanwhile, there's Negri in. So too is Jury. Well, the goalkeeper's brought him down. That's a penalty. Well, a moment of madness by Rousset. There's absolutely no doubt about that. And it was quite unnecessary.
It was a free kick into the box, which is cleared to the byline. Now, this was absolutely bizarre. It was cleared to the byline. Gordon Jury still in the box, runs to get the ball, and then Gilles Rousset sort of comes in with a tackle, a 2-footed tackle, and brings down Gordon Jury right on the byline. It was as clear a penalty as you'll see. Gilles Rousset goes absolutely mental at the referee, claiming that Jury was diving, and you could see clear on the replay that it was just he should never have came anywhere near him. He wasn't going anywhere near the box. Clear penalty.
So it's the Italian against the Frenchman, and Negri scores, and that surely ties it all up now. Hearts 1, Rangers 3, Marco Negri, his 31st goal of the season.
Marco Negri steps up, slots the ball home, and at that point, Derek, that was Negri's 31st goal of the season for Rangers. And then, just after that, Hearts thought that they maybe had a glimmer of hope because Rino Gattuso picked up his second yellow card, got sent off.
Well, Gattuso is in trouble here. It's a second yellow and a red. He's off. Gattuso has been ordered off for his challenge there on Poynton.
And then it started getting really quite scruffy after that. Stuart McCall was booked after a scuffle with Steve Fulton. But then Hearts were trying to get back into the game, and Rangers pull on the sucker punch. 79th minute.
He provides vital goals. Here's Alberts trying one now. That is a superb strike. And that certainly ties it all up now. Hearts 1, Rangers 4.
George Alberts gets the ball in the midfield. He steadies himself off, finds room, and rockets an absolute peach into the bottom left-hand corner. A total classic George Alberts goal. You just seen him, he was a bit off balance. He just sort of steadied himself and just thumped this one. Rousset had absolutely no chance. Fantastic goal for Rangers. That was in the 79th minute. And then Rangers wrapped up their goal scoring for the day, and it was Gordon Jury for his hat-trick.
Again, Rangers get it away. Laudrup started a run, but Jury was a bit slow reacting there, but certainly he's kept his run going well. Still it's Jury for the hat-trick. 5-1 to Rangers. It's an absolute rout. That was brilliant play again by Gordon Jury.
Brian Laudrup came on as a substitute. The Stally Stensas had cleared the ball. Hearts had a chance. Stensas got the ball. He looked up. He seen Gordon Jury running. He gave it to Brian Laudrup, and then Brian Laudrup again with a 1-2 with Jury. A fantastic sort of chipped through ball straight into the path of Gordon Jury. He couldn't ask for any better. Ran straight through, a great low shot for just inside the box to score his hat-trick. That made it 5-1 to Rangers, a great goal. Then Hearts pulled a late goal back with the man of many clubs, Jim Hamilton, who scored late on. Hamilton again had another chance right after that, deep into stoppage time to score, but it didn't matter. Rangers had ran out 5-2 winners. A fantastic game. As I say, we were down 10 men for quite a good chunk of the second half of that. But when you had players the class of George Alberts and Brian Laudrup to come off the bench, and then again Gordon Jury, who just loved scoring against Hearts, Derek, he had a fantastic game and quite rightly got man of the match for that game. So again, if you get the chance to watch the game, go back and watch it. It was great stuff. I put it on and I'd kind of forgotten about the game, Derek, and then as I watched it I could remember especially Albert's goal that he scored was an absolute peach. So superb stuff and some great players on show.
Yep, it was a good game all round, and it was kind of reminiscent of the cup final, and I think the commentator did actually say that during the game. So. Yeah, no, it was really good, and the fact it was at Tynecastle, I always like going to Tynecastle as an away ground, Derek. It's always because you're right on top of the players and the way the stands are, it generates a lot of noise. And to be fair to Rangers, we've always been quite lucky. No last season, right enough, but before that, it's always been quite a good hunting ground for us and a fantastic result for us on the day. So go back and have a wee look if you're interested in seeing the goals. Yes. We'll now go into the news.
From ITN, the ITV News at 10 with Trevor McDonald.
Alright, a few bits and pieces to cover here. Just before the start of the actual games kicked off for the season, it was confirmed that Lee Wallace was going to be captain. Obviously, we did discuss that in the last podcast. And my opinion was he was not going to get stripped of it, and that deemed to be the case. Kashina did come out and say, well, he's got 5 captains, so whatever that means.
Yeah, okay.
Whether that, I mean, certainly we've seen that it's been Kenny Miller taking over the captaincy, hasn't he? So.
Yeah, I don't know if he was maybe meaning that he's got sort of 5 leaders on the pitch, possibly, Derek. I don't know. Some of the stuff he comes out with in the press conferences, you're not quite sure sometimes what it actually means. There's a lot of it gets sort of lost in translation sometimes, but I kind of took it that he was meaning that he had sort of 5 sort of main leaders on the pitch that he could rely on, which is fair enough.
Yep. Next thing here, we have got a petition that has been set up to add the titles and cups to our official record we won during World War II. Trophies won by Celtic, Aberdeen, Hibs are counted for the ones during World War I, including one of our titles. Basically would mean that we would be on 61 titles in total. There's different people, different clubs have got different things, and different as football associations have got different rules for each of the world wars, so I don't know what it's all about. Certainly it's gained about 25,000 signatures. We'll see where that goes. Certainly it's you've got to either strip Celtics or add ours, one of the two, if you're being really fair about it, haven't you?
Well, we'll wait and see actually what happens there, Derek. I'm not very hopeful at all, to be perfectly honest with you, just with the way everything's been going. I don't think it'll happen, but we will wait and see, and once there's a decision made, I'll give you my opinion on it or not. It would certainly be good to see if other clubs are allowed to do it, and we've not been, but I don't think that it's going to happen, to be perfectly honest with you.
No. In talking of petitions as well, there's been a safe standing petition been kind of posted round as well about getting the safe standing put in the Copeland Road end, I believe. See, to be honest, I put something on Twitter the other day there, and I'm of the mind that standing is not going to get the atmosphere back at Ibrox. I think for the first half an hour, the atmosphere at Ibrox was incredible there on Saturday. Yep. It was one of the loudest I've heard it. Yep. And it's certain circumstances that get the whole stadium up and shouting. I'm not one for shouting, singing songs, etc. At the football ground, I'll shout and scream at people if something happens or there's a good goal or whatever. But you've seen it there at the weekend, certain circumstances like our opposition, like controversial decisions, like good play, it always a culmination of in creating the atmosphere. And for the past few years, we've obviously been lacking the good play. See when, something goes against us, we're right up there where everybody's shouting. There's certain songs as well that seem to get it up, which is obviously one of the reasons why there's been a big thing about the DJ getting getting better songs choice. There's only one song that seems to, or two songs, is Derry's Walls and Blue Sea Ibrox, that seem to get the crowd chanting. And the Blue Sea Ibrox, it's only the chorus that people seem to know and get involved in. I said for a long time, I think it's a major thing to do with we don't know what songs we can and can't sing. Simple as, and you've seen it more recently as the songs that are deemed to be banned are gradually creeping back in more and more, which, songs for me doesn't offend me whatsoever, but I know that it offends other people, and likewise about, whatever they sing. And when going on follow and a lot of the websites now, as you see that there's a lot of condemnation for the fans that are singing the songs. However, their justification for singing them is, that other half in Glasgow seem to get away with it all the time. That's an incredibly childish way to look at things. Because they're getting away with it, we can sing it and do what we want. But they don't actually realise that the scrutiny is always on us. We get picked up for the least wee thing. They don't.
We've said that, Derek, about all sorts. We've spoke about the songs. We've spoke about the likes of flares and stuff like that getting thrown and things like that. We are under the spotlight. The fans are under the spotlight constantly. I don't know how many times that we've went over it, Derek, and there's still idiots out there that are going to do it and going to sing and going to do whatever. It's a problem that way. Again, I've said it before, I don't think it's a patch on what it used to be 20 odd years ago. I really don't. But as you say, I think there's maybe needs to be some clear guidelines by the club to the supporters to say, no, you can't sing that, and if you do sing it, you're going to get into bother. But again, it is a problem, Derek.
Yep. So we'll just need to wait and see what that happens. Yep. I think there's an element of the kind of safe standing, because the other half of Glasgow have got it, we should have it as well, and it's like a one-upmanship. You know what? I wasn't there when the enclosure was properly there with all standing, so I really can't judge. And yeah, absolutely, it seems to be that the kind of atmosphere has dulled around Ibrox, but it's something that we've all got a responsibility to do. And as I said, there's various factors that are included in that. So again, we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, okay.
A few players here gone out of the team, which Michael O'Halloran, I can never say his name, Michael O'Halloran, yes, has joined St Johnstone on loan until January.
And done very well for them.
Yep. Kiernan has joined Southend United on a 3-year deal. Waghorn has joined Ipswich for a reported £1 million, which I'm going to claim as bullshit, and their managers came out and said that it was nowhere near that as well. And a lot of people have been, praising them, oh yes, well done to you about scoring and doing very well. Same with Gardner as well. Quite frankly, good luck to them, but I don't give a shit what they do. They're not the Rangers players.
Derek, I have been watching the English Championship for a good number of years, as I say, because of my allegiances to Sheffield United. I've always took a wee interest in how they've been doing, and I've watched a lot the Championship over the year, and I get so annoyed with people that I see on Twitter, especially with Joe Gardner. I know that you were you weren't sure about him, Derek, but you know how I did not like him at all. Did people actually forget about some of the performances that he had for Rangers and some of the fucking glaring chances that he missed, and the fact that he was causing more bother with the referees than he was for opposition defences? As you say, good luck to them. They played for Rangers. We want to wish them all the best, but who really cares? And it pisses me off any time that I know that one of them scored, that you see some fucking somebody on Twitter, that just shows you how poor a management decision that we had, and they couldn't manage him, and he could be scoring goals for us. No, he couldn't. He done fuck all.
Exactly.
And Waghorn came into Rangers when he first started for Rangers and came in and scored nearly every week. He was outstanding, and then he fell away. And I would put a bet on to say that he'll do exactly the same with Ipswich. The English Championship isn't all that, Derek. It isn't. The amount of money, English football isn't all that, Derek. It's got the money, but it's not all that. The standard of defending in England in the Premiership is shocking, and the standard of defending in the English Championship is shocking. And I think last season under Mark Warburton showed us that the English Championship, the standard of football, isn't, because the players that he brought in to us were Championship standard and were very, very poor for us. So I don't think that you can take that as anything. I wish the two of them all the best, but I want all the Rangers fans out there who go on about them all the time to get a fucking grip and think about the players that we've got just now. And I would rather have Morelos and Herrera with just over the 2 games that I've watched them than have Garner and Waghorn on my team.
Yep, certainly. Next one is Ali McCoy has joined BT Sport as a pundit, so hopefully I'll be able to get it right up bloody that arsehole Chris Sutton.
Right, okay.
Yep. Utilita have renewed their contract with us to be our official energy suppliers, and they've also got a sponsorship on the bottom of the back of our strip now. So
yes, I've seen that on the back. Now, me and my boy, obviously the whole saga with his Rangers strip, Derek, I told you, but he's got it now, and he's deciding who he wants to have printed in the back of his top. He's going to leave it a few games just to see who's been impressing him the most. But I was wanting to find out if that, when you get your tops printed, you know how you can get the things on the arms and stuff like that. I don't know if you'll be able to get that on the back of it as well. I'll have to find out, because he's wanting it to look as authentic as possible. So I'll have to find out if that maybe sponsorship things go on it as well. I don't know.
Yeah. Speaking of tops, the new away kit will be available in October, and along with a restock of the home kit. Now, I can appreciate the away kit not being available to October, but it's been a bit of a joke that the home kit's been unavailable since
very
really,
much so.
The start of July. So
it's not even the fact. I mean, I can't even get him the socks, the home socks to go with strip. Derek, he's got the shorts on the top, but he's not got socks. And I can't get them anywhere. He's having to wear just plain black socks for it when he's playing, when he's at training and stuff like that, when he's got it on. So I don't know. I take it. Somebody made a good point, Derek, with the fact that come October, that's the season been running. 3 months. Is the away strip going to be full price, or is there going to be a reduction in that as well, with the fact that it wasn't available in July for the season starting? That's a good question that was raised, so we'll wait and see what happens there.
Yep. Next one, and you might have experienced this, the family section in Ibrox has been upgraded with 4 FIFA 17 stations, DJs, artists, magicians and face painters, which I hope he's been paid up front this time.
I don't know if I'm actually looking now, Derek, to see if that was one of the things that I posted on it, because I actually got a picture of my laddie on the PlayStations when we were there. I don't think I did put it on actually, but I put some pictures on up on personal Twitter of my laddie at the things. It was great. There was like a queue, about 4 boys, a bank of 4 boys waiting to get on each one. So a great idea, especially if you're going in a bit earlier. If you want to go in and get something to eat and all that, it keeps the kids amused. And like I said, Derek, the whole experience for me and him was fantastic on Saturday. It was top notch, and a lot of things that he was able to do, and other folk that have got kids are able to do. So I was really, really impressed by it. Total, just refereeing in the game that spoiled. That's the only thing.
And the last piece of main news here is we've that Piers Adam, the developer, is no longer taking the plan forward for Edmonton House, and he's pulled his licence application as well.
I didn't know that. No.
So, being honest with you, I felt that the plan, how much of it was going to benefit Rangers, completely unsure, given the fact that you had the plans for being like a club and a wedding venue and things like that. So I think, as much as we might have got some money from it, unsure of how much money it would have made the club, if it was going to be a rolling thing, if it was going to be just a lease or what have you. So certainly there's other things that Edmonton House can be used for, and we all know it's going to take millions to develop it because of the state it's in. Yeah. So we would always much rather it go to Rangers directly rather than outsourced.
It's a pity, Derek, because it's a massive building that could be generating a lot of money for us, and it's not getting used for anything. It could be. There's endless things. I mean, I know there was talk in the past of making the giant club shop in there and getting the museum and stuff like that, but there are so many opportunities that they could make a lot of money from, especially on match days, and it's just a pity that it's lying there empty.
Yep. Now I'll just keep this short this time.
Okay.
Man's penis ripped off when he tried to climb over fence with metal spikes.
I like that. You're going to keep it short.
See how I done that there?
Exactly.
The unnamed 27-year-old, I wonder why he's unnamed, was drunk when he attempted to leap over the metal railing in Kuznetsk in Russia.
Okay.
A spike at the top of the barrier pierced through his trousers and left him hanging by his manhood.
Oh.
He eventually managed to free himself and staggered to a local hospital bleeding profusely. The man's torn off penis and part of his jeans remained attached to the railing.
Oh, see, that's just no funny. That's just painful, mate. That's just... Oh.
Locals in the town took pictures of the penis still impaled on the fence before posting the image on social media.
As you do.
Alan, what's you doing?
Climbing over a fence.
Oh, you should watch yourself. You're nearly 50.
You're going to say I was nearly 50 then? I might be nearly 50 then, but at least I can make...
What?
Little, I've pierced my foot on the spike.
This one's got a bit of a serious side to it, but God knows what they were doing. Man who accidentally fired shotgun into his lover's vagina, leaving her with catastrophic injuries while he was fulfilling her sexual fantasy, is jailed for 10 years.
Where country is this fit?
It happened in the UK.
A shotgun, and he fired it inside her.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard of firing stuff inside, but not a shotgun.
Firing your load
inside. Certainly brings a new meaning to that, doesn't it?
Definitely does, aye.
David Jeffers, 47, fled in panic from a Britannia hotel in Manchester, leaving his partner disfigured on the bed after the fantasy went catastrophically wrong. The 46-year-old victim, who cannot be named for legal reasons, again I wonder why, has been left with life-changing injuries to her bladder, female reproductive organs, and amazingly survived. No shit, Sherlock.
Amazingly survived. Aye. I thought it was a murder case you were going to tell us there.
In the days before the rendezvous, she told Jeffers of her sexual desires via text message saying, "I can't sleep, so excited."
There's some strange ones out there, Derek, that's all I can say.
He inserted the loaded shotgun, which he claims to have found in the toilet of a Witherspoon's pub at Leeds train station.
And where? Leeds?
Leeds, aye.
Oh, there's a fair chance then, that's true.
Oh, I don't know where to go with that.
That's more bizarre than anything else, Derek.
Yeah. The weirdest sex laws from around the world. While it's no surprise that you're not allowed to have intercourse with an animal by law, Poland has a rather odd take on the judicial decree. Here, you can be shot in the head for sleeping with an animal, but only if you're caught in the act 3 times. Hence
the reason that there's not a lot of Aberdonians that move to Poland.
Well, maybe.
Exactly.
In the city of Cali in Colombia, according to the website, the bride's mother must be present as the newlyweds consummate their marriage. While adultery has historically been punishable by law, in ancient Greece, men who were unfaithful were taught a lesson by removal of the pubic hair and having a radish inserted, not gently, presumably up his anus.
Derek, where are you finding all this for?
I have my sources.
It's the fact you've not done your pervy voice yet, right? That you've been reading these.
Farmers in Clawson, Michigan are absolutely not permitted by law to engage in sexual acts with cows, pigs, chickens, horses or goats, which suggests it's fine for everything else. Lebanese people are forbidden from engaging with sexual acts with male animals, which again implies it's cool to have your way with a female animal. So on that note, yes, just to round up the kind of pods, as ever, we're always on Twitter, which is at iReadyPod. On our Facebook is facebook.com/iReadyPod. If you check out our website as well, where the podcast will be updated, which is iReadyPodcast@wordpress.com, and we also have we also have an Instagram account also.
Yes,
and we do have an email address, which if you can be bothered to finding it, you can contact us via other means because we don't look at the email. So.
I told the guys that run the Pullman Loyal that I would give them a wee shout out, so thanks very much for your taking us through to the game on Saturday, guys. Most enjoyable heading through, so there you go, I'll give you your wee shout out.
Excellent. So Hearts next, I'll be away to that, hoping for a good result, and we'll be back with the next podcast. We don't know yet, it depends on when Dave's on holiday,
Sorry, I'm not on holiday for another 5 weeks, mate. So
5 weeks? Oh.
Yes.
So maybe after I come back my holiday, so it'll be another 3 games yet.
Derek, that doesn't work. It's only me that goes on holiday, remember.
Right enough.
As the Rangers supporters liaison officer said, as soon as I told him who I was, he went, "Oh, you're the boy that's on holiday all the time, eh?" I says, "Aye, that's me."
You have already used that one tonight.
Oh, see, I didn't know you were recording at that point. I thought that was just me and you having a general chit chat.
We said that before we got into the game.
Did we?
Aye.
I can't mind.
I'll just edit in laughter with that one then.
Okay.
So it's a goodbye from me.
Yes, and a goodbye from him. Good night.
Good night. Walking away. Burnt my finger.